Hey, I'm Hallie, and I make videos on lifestyle improvement, life hacks, and just overall how to have balance in the chaos of life, whether that be health, fitness, improvement of self, and all that jazz. So today's video specifically is about stress. You can't really avoid it, it's gonna happen, but how do you handle a stressful situation like a G, like a boss, like somebody that wasn't even stressed? So, you want to find out? That's exactly what today's video is about. How to handle a stressful situation with just 5 easy steps, responses, things to do. Keeping it nice and simple and easy to put into your life, put into action, put into practice. And it's literally things that I do for myself. And you might be thinking, Hallie, how do you know how to handle stress? Well, my life is very unconventional. I have a very unconventional career, job, work, life situation, and I deal with a lot of stressful situations coming at me, but a lot of times people don't know and they have no idea because of the way I respond to it and the way that I just receive it. People don't even know. And for me, when I started to realize that was a constant thing, that people didn't realize that I was stressed or that things were even a stressful situation till after, and they were like, what? That was crazy. And I was like, yeah. Another day, it was just another Tuesday. So I definitely wanted to make a video. It's something that's helped me, and it's something that I talk a lot about with my clients and my friends, and it's something that I want to bring to you today. So let's get started. Number 1, how to handle a stressful situation like a boss. First, acknowledge the situation for what it is. Acknowledge that it is a stressful situation. Sometimes I think we think the way you can handle a bad situation is pretending that it's not. It's not happening. No, it's happening. So when you're having a stressful situation, one example I'm going to use is something that happened to me recently for a wedding that I MC DJ'd. And I'll use that as an example because that was the most recent stressful situation that happened to me. And I'll use that in all these points to help you create a visual on how to execute this. So a stressful situation I had to deal with was my laptop would not work. When you're the DJ, the MC for the wedding, you gotta have music, and that's where all the music was on. And I was like, they're gonna start real soon, and stress started right then when something that I needed to happen wasn't gonna happen. That's kind of how stress happens, right? Something that was supposed to happen did not happen, and now you're like, now what? Now what? And what I see is a lot of times when it's something very normal that was supposed to happen, those are the ones that sneak up on us. So first, acknowledge that it's happening. So what I did was I acknowledged this is not working. So I just kept staring at the laptop, staring at it, like it's just gonna work on the side. When I acknowledge, hey, it's not working, I need to do something, then you're able to get out of panic mode and get into proactive mode, right? So, takes you straight to step number 2. Respond with solutions and not doubt and fear. So, when something happens, our first thing is like, no, what do we do? What do we do? And you respond with a lot of why it's bad, why you needed this to happen, this is what it should have been. Once you've already acknowledged that it's a stressful situation, that something that was supposed to happen didn't happen, your next thing is to respond with solutions and not just reiterating the fact that it's stressful, right? Sometimes when you're around a group of people, let's say something doesn't go wrong, like I'll use the example of the wedding again, it could have been the coordinator, it could have been guests going like, oh, why isn't this happening? Oh, da-da-da-da. And you can be like, yeah, this sucks. I heard about this happening to someone else. Oh, this sucks. I bet this is gonna just basically not be the happiest day of their life anymore because of me. You know, we could have went into this group of complaining, but instead I responded with solution. I was like, okay, this isn't working. I have 2 other devices that I can make work at the moment with some music, and we will take it from there. I didn't have the complete answer of how to solve the entire night if my laptop didn't start working, but I had the solution for the moment. The moment was I can get music on one of my devices, like a phone, iPod, or something like that, and I can start playing music right now. And that's as far as I was able to find a solution. But I was able to respond, and you need to do that too. So whatever's happening in your life, find the solution for the moment. It doesn't need to be the complete solution on how to solve the whole problem, but the immediate solution, and focus on that. Ignore the thoughts of this is horrible. Every time they're going to come, they're going to continue coming. Like thoughts of like, oh, this isn't good. This isn't good are going to continue happening in your head, but always respond with like, but this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to find a solution and it's going to work and it's going to work. All right. That was step number 2. Step number 3, stay positive internally as well as verbally, externally. So internally, you're going to have these thoughts of like, this isn't good. This is going to suck. Worst day ever. I'm now experiencing the worst day of my life. It's happening now. You need to respond with like, no, it's going to be fine. So sometimes I call this like method of myself, what I do to myself, kind of like the best friend method. Be the best friend of yourself. If you saw your friend sitting right next to you, stressing, going, this sucks, da-da-da, what am I going to do? What would you say to this person? That's what you need to say to yourself. You would tell them, it's going to be fine. It's going to work out. Everything's going to work out. Just one step at a time. It's not the end of the world. It's going to be fine. You're moving forward. You're alive. You're well. Things are functioning. Say those things to yourself. You know, if you have to step out of your own mindset and be like, what would I say to myself? Say those things in your head and say them out loud. Right? When I was working this event, I was working this wedding, I could have just kept being quiet and was like, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine. But sometimes, not sometimes, most times, majority of the time, when you say it out loud, it has more power. So in addition to telling myself it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be great, I also was saying it every time someone's checking on me. How is this going? Is this working yet? Da-da-da-da. When they're like, has it updated? My laptop decided to update on itself all of a sudden and I couldn't do anything about it and it was at 2%. And they kept asking me, you know, what's the percentage? How is it going? I could have been like, it's kind of great. But I was like, you know, it's all working out. It's at 1%, but you know what? That means 2's next. And that means forward movement is happening. You know, saying like, it's going to work out. I just kept saying, it's going to work out. It's fine. We're moving forward, finding solutions. You know, everything's great. Nobody even notices anything's wrong right now. Like finding positives. I was finding where was a positivity and encouraging my atmosphere so that the coordinators and the guests and everybody either didn't know that it was happening and the people that did know that was happening felt like it was going to be okay. Because it was going to have to be okay. That's what happens in a stressful situation. It needs to be okay. And you need to create the atmosphere that's going to force it to be okay. Okay. Step number 4. Smile. Smile. Smile and fake it till you make it. So it's almost like you ever see those concepts of like something crazy happening and somebody like just laughing when they really should be crying. You know, sarcasm kind of goes in there. Definitely smile. A lot of times I work in high pace and high stressful situations and all the like jobs and gigs that I do in the field that I'm in. There's opportunity for stress in every single one, whether it be an owner of a company, whether it be, you know, trying to, I can go on and on. But specifically to help you think of the simpleness of how you can just smile. Smile. So when someone's going, for example, if someone's going, how's that going? You're like, it's going fine. You're not lying. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. You don't have to say you don't have to lie and say it's working, it's functioning if it's not. But you can just say, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine. Say it with a smile on your face. Continue to smile. That's gonna still encourage your atmosphere that everything's gonna be okay. Because how can you speak positivity internally, externally, and then be like, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be great, everything's fine? Like, you're not believing it. You're not believing it. So you gotta fake it till you make it. You gotta keep saying it, keep playing that role until you believe it, and it will actually happen. I'm literally telling you this because it works. I do it all the time. And people don't even think I'm stressed, and they think like everything's great, and I'm literally dying inside. But you just gotta smile it out. You know what I mean? It's almost like if you lose a game and you're playing a sport or something happens, like, it's not the end of the world. It's gonna be okay. You're just gonna be like, you know what? I didn't break a sweat because I didn't work that hard, so I lost. It's gonna be fine. You know what I mean? It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. It's not the end of the world. You're not dying, hopefully, the next day. So instead of waiting to laugh about it tomorrow, already act like the problem's already been solved and you're just living in that space, right? Smile it out. You can do this. You can do this. Last step already. Step number 5. Crack of the arm. You already know. Talk to him. Pray. Literally. Pray, pray, pray. And don't pray and beg like, please, Lord, please let it fix. Please let it be okay. Pray and declare and believe that it's going to be okay. for me, I believe in God. So I pray, and when I pray to God, I give it to God. It's no longer something that I have to make happen. It's something I'm going to walk into and believe in. If you pray, you meditate, you take a moment, whatever you do, find that peace. You need to be peaceful in the chaos of what's happening. So if you're chaotic and the situation's chaotic, you're only going to have a chaotic result, right? But if the storm is happening around you, the chaos and the stress is happening behind you, the only way you're going to be able to come out of it with a smile, with a great result, is to literally just pray and have peace and just calm. There was, like, for instance, in this situation again, there was like a big backdrop on the stage that I was on. I went behind the backdrop and I closed my eyes. I said, Lord, in the name of Jesus, thank you that it is working right on time, right on time. And I was like, you know what? And I just smiled. I said it and I smiled, and I was like, because it's going to be a great story to tell tomorrow. It's going to be a great story in my life. It's going to be a great thing to look back that I was able to get through. And I was already looking at how I was going to feel the next day at, like, how did I get through that, you know? And when I kid you not, it literally, my laptop literally came to the position where it needed to be with the app and the download and the music and all that stuff minutes before I had to play music for, like, the mother-son dance for a specialty moment. Like, minutes, like 1 or 2 minutes. Like, literally, I gave a signal. The signal was gonna be, it wasn't no fancy signal. I was gonna go, don't start the next thing. The laptop's not ready. Or I was gonna be like, or I was just gonna play the music. Like, literally down. It was not working for hours as the wedding was going on. Literally, like, I was like, this is a real life, you know? So it literally, and it's because I literally prayed. I said, right at the moment that it needs to happen, it will happen. And it literally, it did it. It did it, because Jesus is real. So, and another thing about praying is when you pray, you're able to let go. Like, you can't pray and then worry and stress. You have to pray. You gave it to God. You gave it to your atmosphere. You believe it. You're already in that zone of it already happening. And you can just let go, right? Continue to do what you need to do. I continued to, do other things that needed to be done and playing music, whether it was for my phone, from a device, all these different things. I still did that. I literally went to Starbucks to try to get more service, came back up the hill. It was craziness. I did things, but at the end of the day, when I look back on it, it wasn't the things that I did that made it happen. It was the mindset I had. I was like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna work out. And I truly believe the mindset and the way I handled it is the reason why it worked out. Not because I was so smart and so hefty and so whatever. It was literally those 5 things. Just acknowledging it was a stressful situation, responding with solutions and not complaining, staying positive, smiling, being like, it's gonna be fine, because I decided to believe that in my mind, and I literally just prayed it and gave it to God. And I literally handle I didn't even realize this, but I handle all my stressful situations that way. And I know from time, it became 5 things. Before, I was only doing 1 thing when I was like, positivity, just respond to positivity. And there were moments when I would only just respond with a smile, like, you know what? I'm extremely stressed, but I can just hold on to 1 thing, and that is a smile. I just gotta smile through it. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's not like having to do all 5 steps. Where I am today in 2019, it's become that process that I've noticed and just reflection. But a few years ago, I was only doing step 1. I was only doing step 2, and that was still enough to get me through those stressful times. So hopefully from this video, you are encouraged. You could handle a stressful situation like a boss, or just at least try one of these steps. So if one of these steps you think are going to work for you and you want to give it a try, comment below. Be like, hey, I'm going to try step number 2, step number 3. I'm definitely going to try smiling. Or if you try any of these steps when you're stressed, please share below and let me know, like, we're twinsies with stressful situations. That's kind of cool. So other than that, I'm excited. Let me know if you like these videos. Give it a like, a thumbs up, or bell if you want to know about the next video, because we are in this craziness together, and hopefully I can just be one of many people that can help you along the way. Until the next video next week, and make sure you hit the bell so that you don't miss the video I post every week. I am back on it, and you're going to hold me accountable. It's going to be great as we wrap up the year. Peace, love, and balance. This was like a weird heart, but I'm okay with that. Peace.